What up, YouTube? It's your boy, Detroit Love, with another video. Happy New Year, guys. Thank you I see people starting to pour in. What up, Doe? What up, Doe, everybody? I'm going to bring in a special guest. He's known as MOAT, Mike of all trades. Let's get him in here. What up, MOAT? Happy New Year, brother.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it. Don't mind the hat.
Absolutely, absolutely. I need my hat. I had to shave for the occasion. Got my head shiny, got the red light on there.
It does look a little crisp. You know what I mean? What you hit on top with a little bit of cocoa butter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Put a little wax on there. Hey Google, turn the studio light off. Let's get that red light. Google, there you go. Let's get that red light off my head. Let's see who's out here. What up, everybody? I see Marvel 360, Tony C's in the house. Jason, what up? Frank D, stupid fat hobbit that made it here. Papa Brad is still legit tonight on 60 Minutes. That's right. Dial Up Chronicles, the Garage Gamer, Carl O is always here. Collects 29, Frank D. Guess what, everybody? My heart hurts as always. What up? What up? Zero Hero, Louis P, Ragman made it in. Paxum, I don't know what that is there. Come on now. We got the ladies in the house. What up, Michael B, the game genie? All right, guys. So me and Moat, man, we just wanted to go on together. We've collaborated with other groups, but we've never been one-on-one. And the new year, let's get together, man. We had some time off, but we hadn't had a chance to get together prior to now. But we didn't want the new year to start without us hooking up and sharing our insight. I know he has a few tournaments that he's going to want to talk about. I think I don't know if I'm ready for them, but I can't know if I'm ready if I don't know they exist, right? So
Yes,
we were talking before the show began. We actually had started this another content creator league. It's a fantasy football league on Yahoo, and they got started late, and I don't think any of us, the real players, I don't think we really took it serious because you guys are starting the league late, and so we kind of fell off, right?
Right.
We had other leagues going that was serious. We didn't want to mess up anything, but this another content creator league. Let's see, can we scroll down here? So the championship game is going on tonight. Look like UAG and Gene of Mad Dad's Gaming are in the championship game. Funny enough, Moat and I are actually playing against each other. I'm Battleground Earth. I didn't have a Battleground record in this league at all.
Right.
Who are these other people here? Endless Clouds, any of these other guys? John D's Nuts, I think I know who that is.
Yeah, we know who that is. Jason's Play KI, that's OTG. Endless One Up is obviously Endless Clouds. And then Cooper Troopers, I believe that is B Kong from Kong's the Russ.
Oh, okay. So he came in 5th overall. I came in 6th. You're 8th. Endless 7th. Jason came in 2nd, and John D came in 1st overall as the season ended, but looked like he got beat out by UAG, and so 4th place and 3rd place is battling out for the championship. Do any of you guys play fantasy football this time of year? There's a lot of football going on, whether it's college or NFL. I actually was in 2 leagues as well, where I'm in the playoffs. I'm sorry, I'm in the championship game. In this one here, it's called Nasty Football, and they get nasty too. So I got a chance here. We're going to see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, so I made it to championship. The other league, which is called Eyes for Talent, which my best friend passed earlier this year, and this was the name of his fantasy football team. So we made a league named after him to give him honor. He's always our commissioner. And I almost made it to it. So I'm battling for third place here. I made it to the playoffs, but lost in the first round. So it looked like I'm gonna get whipped on this here because I wasn't paying attention. I was focused on trying to get this Super Bowl win up here in Nasty. But
Right.
you into any of the college football? Do you
So
play?
I've been watching some of the college stuff, going on and whatnot. I've been paying attention. I do like football. Listen, Chad. I like football, but like D Love said, listen, you can't start a league a couple weeks in, and then you can't have people who aren't approving trades, who aren't let you take off the waiver wire, who aren't let you do a bunch of stuff. So you know, it is what it is. If UAG wins this, we'll never hear the end of it. So glad
Gene
there ain't
better
no belt on.
Gene better look at his team and give him a pep talk at the halftime. Then right?
Yeah, man. Like it literally, it came up a lot more since I first opened up the window. Like Gene closed another 10 points, so it's possible he can still win. You know what I'm saying? One's in the chat if you want to see Mad Dads win because I don't need UAG's ego being blown up out of proportion over him winning this league because we'll never hear the end of it. Never. See,
For
even in
sure.
the chat right now, I see him.
Is UAG in here? You said? Oh, there you
I
go.
can see him in the chat right now. I'm the fantasy football king. No.
Well, hey, let's not take the crown just yet because the game is still in progress.
Right.
I mean, the projection has them by a slight, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. Let me see. Can we see what these teams are made of?
Yeah, we should be able to click on them and see who's on the rosters.
Dak Prescott. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeesh.
Yeah, he's made it rough.
Let's see. Mike Evans, Ezekiel Elliott.
Can we get rid of this banner? Where's that banner coming from? It's weird because I'm
Oh.
not seeing. Oh, that's the comment. Let's take that.
Yeah, you got to hide the comment. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't see any names, Mike Evans. I don't see any names jumping out, but he made it this far, right?
It's solid. He's got solid picks, and I think that's the best thing.
Oh, Lamb's been hot this year. I mean, he wouldn't be in the championship game if he had some people that's putting up some numbers, right? What is UAG playing with?
Yeah, I was just about to say. I think we look at UAG's team. I think you're gonna look at that and be like, yeah. Nah.
Goff? Wow. Jared Goff,
yeah.
Jared Goff's been putting up some numbers, and the Lions been hot. So I'm sure that wasn't his starting quarterback until he started getting hot. Tyreek Hill, I had him in mind. He didn't do too well today for us.
It's crazy it's crazy UAG has Tom Brady on the bench today.
Yeah. Brady's been
that's wild.
Yeah, Brady, man, he just hadn't been himself. Him on Aaron Rodgers just hadn't been very good this year, man. Aaron had a heck of a game today. I'm sure he was probably on people's benches today. But yeah, that's tough. So we're gonna see. We're gonna hold out and see what happens with this game here because it's obviously gonna be tight. I'll get back to.
Don't worry. If Nick wins, he's just gonna make himself his own little trophy and his own little poster he can hang up on the back of one of his arcade machines and talk about winner. So it's just all good, man.
Oh yeah. So we see you wasn't paying attention because Matthew Stafford, he's been out, right? So
legit. Like I literally let it go. At the point, I was just kind of like, all right. Once the trade deadline hit, and I was just kind of like, okay, so they're not approving this, they're not approving that. Screw it. Let it fall.
Yeah.
let it fall to the wayside.
Yeah, I would come back and I would get all my other two leagues together, and then it'd be like Sunday. I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't check on Yahoo, and the Yahoo interface is just so crazy.
Weird.
I couldn't follow it, man. It was just so busy.
So originally when I made this, it was pitched. I had it on ESPN, but some people didn't want to do it on ESPN, and I was just kind of like, all right.
Yeah,
I was like, all right. They're like, yo, do Yahoo, and I'm like, all right.
We got to get away from Yahoo. Yahoo is horrible, man. Their interface, it was just so. I would change my people from the bench or take them off the active roster, and it wouldn't update for 5 minutes. I'm like, did I put them in?
Go through? Right, exactly.
You never knew what the heck was going on. That's a horrible interface.
Yeah, and UAG's right. We wanted ESPN. Literally, I had ESPN all set up and ready to go. Legitimately, it was set up, it was ready to go, et cetera, But
there's always next year, right? So we can get in early next year and make it something that we can actually stick around and do because it was it was a rough start, and I just, like I said, I would remember sometimes, and then most times I wouldn't.
Yeah.
All right, well, so that's enough of sports. These people came uh, to hear about our retro stuff, right? So let me just get rid of this. Um, so so Mo, a lot of people, we've been seeing these videos. Are you done with Arcade One Up? I'm done with Arcade One Up. They're through. What's your thoughts on that? Because we know most of them are just trying to get some views, right? Some of them obviously were parodies.
Can we talk about that kind of level on here tonight? Because yeah, listen, anyone who says they're done with Arcade One Up, be real with yourselves for a moment. I can be like, I'm done with them because I'm running out of space, but
Mhm.
somehow I will make room. For instance, I have an At Games Legends pinball come this week. I said I was done buying V pins. I guarantee you, I get that thing in my house Tuesday. So, like, as far as like, are people done with Arcade One Up? No, no. Everyone who says they're done with Arcade One Up, they're huge content creators who said that they're bigger content creators who said they were done with Arcade One Up, and then Arcade One Up offers them something, or there's something that's a hot topic, and then they come back to Arcade One Up, and then they do what they need to, and then they took it off. UAG, we know UAG's a troll. We know why he did it. But
Right,
there
right.
are
Here's
people,
his
but
obvious. Him and console fanboy. Obviously,
yeah,
they were
yeah. But
trolling.
but there's people like seriously like, oh well, I'm done with Arcade One Up. You're done with them until they make a title that you want or until they give you what you want. And
Right.
it's one of those things where it's like, I could say that I'm done because, the AOU runs pretty much anything that I'd want to play. But there's something different between like having a multicade and having a dedicated cabinet to do something that you want to do. Blitz is a perfect example of that. I have a PC that To Die For sent me that runs Blitz just fine. But it's something different about being able to go online, to be able to play and things of that nature. So we're all done with Arcade One Up until they give us something shiny and we're just like, oh, okay, you have my attention now. Wait, no, you can make your 14th Pac-Man. Let me just get Dance Dance Revolution, or let me just get House of the Dead, or things of that nature, or a new
Well,
MK cabinet.
I know I'm done with it because my wife came down here and saw uh this pro back here behind me.
Mm,
It was in mid construction, you
mm,
know. So she kept hearing the drilling down here, because I shouldn't be using that, right? She
right.
comes down like hands on the hips, like, what? I thought we agreed that there was no more cabinets coming in the house. I'm like, I do recall you agreeing. I don't remember agreeing myself, but I do recall that. And then she looks at Blitz like, and where'd this one come from? And I didn't even want to tell her around the corner is Tempest that you hadn't seen since. Um, so
Mm,
I was in the doghouse for a day, but I apologize. I'm like, okay, I won't bring any more cabinets in here unless we talk about it and I get rid of something. Because she wants to get the basement finished, and she was like,
yeah,
where
that's
are we gonna
fair.
put all these cabinets once you get finished? And I'm like, I like it the way it is now. So if I finish it, I'm probably gonna lose it to her. She's gonna have her friends over. They all want to be downstairs in the man cave. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm mixed about it. I'm mixed about
Yeah,
finishing it. I just don't have
procrastinating
a
a little bit.
bathroom down here. That's all. But yeah, you're right. I'm finished. I'm done with Arcade One Up because my wife said I can't bring any more cabinets in here. You know, unless they get a House of the Dead or something, or Time Crisis or something, then I'm gonna have to sell off something to make some room for it, and I have to discuss it with her because that's the honorable right thing to do.
Right,
Since I
right,
gave
right.
my word, I wouldn't do it unless we talk about it. But here's what I'm going to do. Here's where the money's coming from. But yeah, we're done with it. But the reality of it is, we've had multi-Ks well before Arcade One Up ever came into the mix, right?
Right.
And we still have multi-Ks even after they come in the mix. So multi-Ks are never going anywhere. JC talks arcade, he makes them, he's piling them out every week, these multi-Ks. There's still always going to be a market for that. There's always going to be a market for full-size cabinets, but everybody don't want a 30, 40-year-old cabinet with rat poo and mouse pee and rotten wood, and I got to change all
Hmm.
these things. All these people saying, "Oh, I just give me a full cabinet." The minute that thing breaks, you don't have the resources, the knowledge to get that thing fixed.
Yeah.
So it's just and even pinball, real pinball, to wax the table and take up the maintenance for that stuff. The average person that's nothing that they're looking to do, period. So there's
Yeah.
always going to be a market for Arcade One Up because they make some pretty nice looking cabinets. You can question whether they're reasonable, but as long as they make them available at the retailers, somebody's going to make it cheaper than what they intend for it to be.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh, we'll get a multicade." There's a company here in my state, Wisconsin, called Dream Home Arcades. You know, they make multicades and they sell them for about $4, $5, $6,000. You know, and
Right.
it's a lot more reasonable for people to just in the beginning when Arcade One Up started, it was reasonable to spend $2.99 on a cabinet. You know, even now they're selling them for like $5.99. Or if you just wait a couple weeks, you can go to Sam's Club and get them on deal for like 180 or whatever else, right? But it's a lot more accessible. Like you said, you know, I've been pining about a real arcade. There's a San Francisco Rush in my area for $500. And when the guy posted it, he's like, "Oh, it works perfectly, et cetera, et cetera." Then it says update. The monitor flickers, but I have a friend who can fix it for $200. You know, which you know,
Right.
again, still full size, but then you've got to get it in your house. You know,
Yep.
there's potential maintenance you have to do on it, and then if something goes out, like a fuse or something, then you might have to tune the CRT. There's so much that goes into it, and I think a lot of people will take for granted. You know, whether it's Arcade One Up or iArcade or you know at games wherever, the ability to just plug and play. You know, plug
Right.
and play is ease for us. And honestly, you're a busy man. I'm a busy individual. I don't have time to be sitting here having like side projects. That's why sometimes I watch Nick Madsen and I see Ralph when he brings in all these, keeps bringing in machines and stuff. And I'm just like, bro, how? How do y'all have time to just restore something and then put it out? You know? So do am I done with Arcade One Up? No, obviously not. Am I going to be more cautious with my choices? Of course I am, because at the end of the day, you know, financially you have to be responsible. You know, space wise, you have to be more responsible. And like your situation, I'm not married, but you are. You know, you have a spouse. You know, so if your spouse is like, listen, you know, even if you do sell some, because I sold my original MVC one once I got MVC two, whatever, it's still more of a when does it stop? You know, we said Wednesday that it's kind of an addiction. At this point,
Mhm.
it's kind of like we've been conditioned to like waiting for, you know, and a lot of content creators are doing this right now. What are they showing at CES? What's the next game to go get, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, we're part of the problem. We kind of feed it as well. We kind of feed into the, you know, well, this is coming out. If Time Crisis finally gets showed, are you picking up Time Crisis? Are you picking up XYZ? Pac-Man 47 version 2.7 is being shown. Are you picking that up? You know, like it's 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 a vicious cycle. But no, no, I'm not done with Arcade One Up.
Yeah, and we're not the average consumer for Arcade One Up. We're on, like I said, we're on the addict end.
Right.
We're on the addicted end, right? We're the extreme. So obviously it's a harder choice for us to say, boy, which is going to be my 12th cabinet, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Where somebody's is going into walking into a Walmart or Target, saying, "Oh, that's the single cabinet, right? That's the only cabinet I want," and that's all they think they want until they get bit by the addiction bug. Once you get one, but they're trying to get one to each home. Now, I did want to talk about like the Sam's Club. Obviously, I bought mine after the whole thing about the online not being there about Blitz, and then I bought it for 629 plus tax with the stool, and then it went on a sale. And people are like, "Oh, that's the end of the home arcade market because Sam's Club's they gotten rid of the cabinet." Sam's Club does this every year. You go into Sam's
Right.
Club right now, what is in there now? Gardening stuff, right? We're in the
Hmm.
middle of winter, but the whole area where all these games would be is mulch and water hose holders and all this garbage. I'm like, man, that's pretty early for them to be doing it, but that's what they do.
Right.
They're moving on to the next cycle just as quickly. So it's nothing about, oh, it's a black eye on Arcade One Up because Sam's Club liquidated us. No, they got football's wrapping up and they're moving on to the next product because they're a physical store with physical space and they're preparing for the next season of what everybody's going to be looking for.
Yeah.
So I think it's just people just want something to talk about, and they're not using a whole lot of logic, in my opinion.
And
Uh,
it's not just that, but people have to remember when Sam's Club started selling these things, the same with Walmart. We were like mid swing in a pandemic, so everybody was stuck in their homes. You know what I mean? Everybody was working from home. So what do? You pick this up. This is a nice novelty item. You can go on the shelf and grab it. Now that people are out and about and everybody's, not things are returned to normal, but it's more activity outside. Yeah, they're following their normal business plan. We'll shift these, and we'll, like you said, you'll bring in gardening stuff. It's funny. Right before Christmas hit, the day after Christmas, Walmart already putting out Valentine's Day. That's the way the corporate world works. They keep moving on to the next thing. So if you see Blitz and whatever is selling out, or all the at game stuff being sold at cost or lower than that, it's because they know they need to make this money back, because any item that's sitting on their shelves is just taking up potential space for them to sell something else.
Absolutely. And I just want to break real quick for this super chat. Thanks, console fanboy. $4.99. Some people do. I'm done with arcade one-up videos because they have hidden agendas to make their IRKs look good. They're not fooling anyone. Yeah, I mean, again, people want views, right? We all fall into that at some point in time. We all want subscribers. I mean, we all want an audience to talk about this because this is what we love to talk about. The reality is, we would talk about this stuff for free, but this platform allows us to make something to buy a coffee here and there, right?
Right. Go get
our
a
level,
bag of chips or something. Yeah, we're not making any money.
Yeah, and again, it's just I've been on YouTube since 2006 or 2009. I can't remember, whenever they came out. I just love talking about this stuff, and my channel is different because I talk about whatever I'm doing. What I mean? I seldom ever talk about things that I'm not personally involved with, whether it's building a waterfall or building a garden or riding an electric bike or whatever I'm doing. I talk about it, and I just love arcades. I grew up in my teenager age in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. This was where I hung out, man. This is where I enjoyed being. My best friends, we hung out at the arcades. We played all these games. It's what we got home from school. We finished homework to get to the arcade so we can have a ball. So we're at this age where we have this discretionary funds, right? And we have a company like Arcade One Up and others, that make some pretty nice products to give us the opportunity to have a home arcade. So I don't, again, you can say Apple versus Android. You can go, Ford against GM. You can put any two companies together and have a fit. Or you can just enjoy whatever products it is you enjoy, no matter who they come from. And that's where I've always fell into the product cycle. I like what I like. I talk about what I like, and it doesn't matter who's making it in most cases.
Absolutely. And I think that's where a lot of people you get lost. Even I've said this before. Even when we were younger, when I was a kid, growing up, we had Nintendo, we had Super Nintendo versus Sega. We were never sitting there like, disrespecting anybody and being like, oh, this or that. Like, come on, man, this is supposed to be fun. And I think a lot of people lose sight of that because of one flag or the other, man. So
yeah, absolutely. I had Nintendo. My buddy had Sega. My next door neighbor, and he come over and we play Nintendo. I go over there and play Sega. It wasn't about pitting them against them. The commercials pitted them against them because they want you to buy them. But hey, if we could afford both, we would have bought both, right? But we only could afford one, so I bought one. He bought the other, and we got to enjoy both. And that's how I live my life. I'm not into fighting and fussing and causing drama over something that's made for joy, right? But to each their own. But Arcade One Up, I don't believe they're going anywhere. They still have quite a few cabinets to do. They still have different styles of cabinet, like this Pro, the XL, that they can redo some of these cabinets. And again, they're not saying, "Oh, MOAT, you got to buy a new cabinet because I just made it bigger," right? I mean, that's not what they're saying. They're saying, "Hey, new customer," Now obviously with the Pro, they put that out to the limited, which they know that limited audience was going to be us addicts, right? And so we're going to get them feedback. And so when I said when I agreed to buy one, that I know I'm getting the first generation. No matter what product you get, when you buy the first generation of it, is a learning. It's a learning tool for the company. The next product's going to be better. That's with anything. The first iPhone versus the iPhone today are two different products, totally, right?
Absolutely.
Every product goes through that cycle. So I knew what I was getting, and I'm glad I did, because hopefully more pros come down the line.
I was just gonna ask you about that because I've been looking at your pro in the background for like the last like 20 minutes. And I'm like, I was gonna ask you, like, are you happy with it? You know, a lot of people out there, they're putting out videos like about, the micro switches aren't this and this or that, whatever. I don't have one, so I can't attest any of that, but you do. As a what I'm saying, as a consumer, are you happy with your purchase? Does any of that stuff like bug you?
I am extremely happy with it. I love the size of it. And let me just put up this here. I think I got a picture. Well, let me just put this video up here.
Chat. While he pulls this up, make sure that you guys hit the like button on the stream if you haven't, because it helps the channel grow as he makes his way to 5K. All right, I'm shield.
So you can see the size difference from that Blitz to the Pro. I mean, this is like full size arcade size now. I mean, the Blitz,
Wow.
the riser on the Ki Pro is over taller than my head, right? Where it's supposed to be.
Insane.
You know what I mean? Look at that. I mean, it's nice. Now again, it's arcade one up, so they always got to do something that they shouldn't do, right?
So, shout out to the Galaga in between them.
Yeah, that's the Comic-Aid. The graphics on the graphics on everything should be crisper. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. What the marquee. Let me see if I can jump over to the marquee graphics, the graphics on even the control panel. Everything is like a lower quality. It's like in 1979, 1980, 1990, they could print better graphics, right? So in 2022, you have the capabilities of printing much quite even at the marquee. See that? It's just not crisp graphics. The marquee looks nice. They finally got blacks right, but then they got the graphics wrong. It's like, come on, why can't you just do it right? You know what I mean? But that's my now again. If I walked into, like I was last night was New Year's Eve. My daughters went out in Ann Arbor, and I went and was waiting to pick them up, and they had an arcade open, and they had all these old school games. I walked through there. I took some videos. I'll show that in a future video. But if I looked at those cabinets closely, graphics are not good or ripped or tore, right? All that stuff. That don't make the game not enjoyable, right? So for $1,000, it should be in 2022. It should have good graphics, but it doesn't take away from the game being awesome. And the game is pretty awesome. I've never played Killer Instinct. I'm still learning how to play this thing. I'm trying to do the move. Saber. What's his name?
Saber Wolf.
Saber Wolf. Yep, is the character I'm working with right now, and it's pretty fun. Been online playing people, been spectating. I'm usually doing, because I've been doing videos, right? So I'm doing videos and the thing pops up. Hey, you want to play? And I'm like, okay. So I go in there and I beat their butt real quick and I leave.
Oh, you're out here catching wins, huh?
Right. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. You interrupted my video, so I'm gonna whoop your butt and now leave me alone. So I can finish my video, right? So I've been really enjoying this cabinet, and the size when I walk up to it is nice. Be able to push the button and put the credits in. That's pretty cool. I wish they would have gotten rid of player one and play, start button. Just get rid of it so we can use the keys down there and give me more hand space for the controls. See those white buttons up there? If you got rid of those and moved the joysticks up more center, you have more hand space. So there's some gripes I can complain about it, but it's a pretty fun cabinet. I'm enjoying Killer Instinct. The size of it is awesome. It doesn't rock and roll and move and slide on my concrete floors like the Blitz was. I had a buddy over New Year's Eve and or the day before, and we were playing everything. I think we played everything in here, maybe except for Golden Tee. And a lot of those cabinets were sliding that weren't butted up against somebody, right, between each other.
Yeah.
Even some get slid back, but this one never budged, not once. And we was playing some fierce battles. And he was saying I was good. I'm like, no, I'm not good at all. You're just bad because I'm like, go online. So I showed him how to get online. He went online, and people just was using like a juggle, like a ball in the air, just juggling them. You know what I mean? I said these people are good. They're insane. I'm just a fast button masher, and just learning the combos.
So I wonder if they kept the buttons, the player one and player two, because if you did go to an arcade, you put your quarter in, you still got to hit the button. You know what I mean? But it kind of makes no sense to have it wired up, or maybe it's a fail safe in case the corn door fails or something, and you still need to get in the game, or I don't know. It's
Yeah, I
weird.
mean it's just a button, so I don't see any reason why they need to keep those two start buttons up there.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
I agree with that.
it should be on the bottom, and like I said, the joysticks and the buttons should be slid up. Now there are a few videos talking about the quality of the joysticks. Now I can tell you this. Now, do you have Big Blue?
I do. Big Blue is sitting right here next to my
Oh,
NBC
but you
player.
got you have to die for is custom.
I still wait. I still have the original deck. I still have the original deck, but I do have the Bobby Vu deck. Yes.
Okay, okay. So you see the Big Blue over there on to the left.
hmm
Uh, those Big Blue joysticks feel like toothpicks
Yeah.
next to the stock joysticks on this.
Well, good.
Uh, they're so flimsy. It's like, oh my goodness, this is horrible. So I purchased the industrial Lorenzos or whatever they're called, and I put one in today. I put the player one in and left the player two stock, so I can
Okay.
try and see if there's any real difference. I do see some differences, but again, I'm not efficient with the game yet to really say. But I was doing similar moves on both, and it was uh, different. The ILs are definitely quieter. They feel nicer,
Yeah.
firmer. They pop into place. So I really like them. So I'm going to put the old ones in the Big Blue. And I know there's going to have to be a modification. I'm going to have to cut something because that cabinet, especially the player one, is so close to that edge, it won't fit in there the way it is. So I'm going to have to cut some of that joystick
That's
base off. But I'll definitely do that. But I tell you, getting that stock joystick out of the cabinet was a nightmare. Um, Overthink Gaming and She Lion did these little videos to make it look all simple. Yeah, you just do this and pop that. That shit was so ridiculous to get out. It was. I probably spent a half an hour struggling with that thing to get that thing out. So I think I got the system in place using a screwdriver. So I'll do a video when I do the player two, just to
okay.
just to show people.
I was just gonna ask you, are you gonna replace player two? Because a lot of people they'll just replace a player one since they only play with the one player. But I was just gonna ask you if you're replacing player two.
Yeah, now see, you kind of have to if you're going to be online
Yeah,
because
because
I
the
got
other
stuck
person.
like that where I come
Yeah.
on the other person's on player one, I got to play
hmm
player two. I'm like, I want to play with the new sticks, and so
yeah, a
and then
lot of people don't know that.
I had some weird stuff. Now you have the regular Killer Instinct,
I
right?
do.
And you
hmm
play online.
hmm
Tell me if you ever experienced this. I had at least on two occasions where I accepted the game and I got into the game, but I had no button movement. I couldn't pick my player, so it just picked any player, and then I couldn't fight. Have you ever
That's
had that
weird.
happen?
That's weird.
I was player
Ha-
two.
yeah,
I was
and it
player
just wouldn't
two, and
trigger.
I could not control the guy.
Did it switch when you? So were you joining a match? Were you starting a match?
Someone offered me to join their match,
Okay,
and
so
so
they
I
should have put you in player two. Yeah,
yeah
that's weird.
yeah I
I
think
had that
that
happen once. I think I had it happen once when we were in beta, but I hard reset my cabinet, and then everything worked after that. So, maybe that might be a fix.
yeah.
Maybe
So I have
hard
to see if I
reset.
can reproduce that. We'll have to hook up and play. Uh, So it says here, Detroit Love, please confirm that KI Pro Sticks is 8-way. It's definitely 8-way, definitely 8-way. So it's not 4-way. Um, and so, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be able to do a could do. So I think he's asking because I said I'm gonna put these in the Big Blue. So they're definitely
Yeah,
8-way. So they'll work fine with the Hadoukens and those things on the Big Blue. It's just the the Big Blue has the Sanwa compatible, which is a totally different interface than the HAPS. HAPS has this big square block, and that
yeah.
thing is huge. It's not going to fit in that. in that Big Blue control panel at all.
Yeah, without some modification. Most
Right.
people usually just cut like I think it's like one side of it off or something like that, and
Yeah,
then
like
screw it in.
probably a quarter inch or a quarter
Yeah,
inch or so off. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So yeah, so we just talked about the sticks here. Let's
let me
just
ask you something because
uh-huh.
it has the slant. This has the slant, and Big Blue has the slant. How do you feel about the slanted control panels? Because a lot of people I've seen have problems with it, and I'm just kind of like, have you been to an arcade recently? But
Yeah,
how do you feel about it?
I definitely like the height, and I definitely like the slant. Big Blue, I don't know if I think because it's lower, I never really feel comfortable with the Big Blue.
Hmm.
Uh, with the angle, I don't have any of the again my issue. I have pretty big hands for a little guy, and my biggest thing is just my fingertips are on the control panel. My whole half my palm is off, sitting on that
Yeah.
edge, right?
Oh, I get that.
And that drives me crazy. You know what I mean? I may look to get a custom control panel. I hope someone does that because you don't need those two buttons on top. I would like to slide all of that stuff up and have my whole control panel to have my hands on. Um, I definitely like it, and the control panel on the Blitz is really comfortable.
Yeah.
Uh, you have a Blitz, right?
I do have a Blitz. Hold on, just so I can be funny. I do have a Blitz. See, it's right there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Now I'll lean back. All right, cool. A little bit more.
Now people
Yeah.
talk about my counter K, man. That counter K is fully that thing is totally it's battery operated. It's got all the vertical games on it. It has Glenn's 8-way to 4-way switcher in it. That's a lot of
Okay.
stuff that's in that little thing. That thing is a pretty powerful cabinet. Uh, don't play with me now. I can pull that thing out, take it anywhere, and put and play it. That's a beast. I did a few videos on that. I need to do the final one with the software, customizing the software. I have it where the screens pop up and show you which buttons to use for every game. You know what I mean? That
That's
that
awesome.
mod there is awesome. And of course it has a handle. I always save these from the boxes when we get our shipments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Uh, and I put those on the back of those counter cades. So because those things are pretty hefty, you know what I mean? They have to pick up and carry. Then you can do it one handed versus two handed. But yeah,
That's
that
actually
that
pretty smart.
that Galaga is it's a lot in there. And I know when I first did, I thought, can I get all this stuff in there? But clearly, I've got all that stuff in there. Even Glenn's um, auto switcher, and it just automatically switches. If you pick an 8-way game, like Gunsmoke, it's got the right controls, 8-way. If you do Pac-Man, it's automatically 4. So that is that is awesome. Um, so we're going to talk about Blitz in the KI um, tournaments that you got going on. What's the plan with that?
So from what I understand and what's still going on, the Blitz tournament is still a work in progress. I know
Okay.
you got to invite a couple individuals, got to invite. Um, some of them can't make it from what I understand. So I don't know where we're going at. But this Sunday, well, this week is Killer Instinct Week in the retro fighting game community or home arcade community. Hopefully I'll have that thing hooked up and modded out, man. Yo, shout out to Smile a bit for shooting me a Geekworm 2.0 because he tested it and said it works, and I wasn't gonna get one in time, but I've got a 2.0. I got it. I was gonna hook it up tomorrow. We're gonna find out if it works. So Friday night on the MOAT Plays channel, we're gonna do Killer Instinct exhibitions, and I got next stuff over there. Saturday night, UAG he'll be holding a Killer Instinct 1 tournament for his belt, which he still has not shown off, but I know he's ordered it and whatever else. And then Sunday afternoon, so 1 p.m. Eastern, people will be able to fight for this.
Let me get you full screen.
The
Let me
wait,
get
is
you
my
full screen. There you
wait?
go.
Why am I tracking? Hold on, sorry, my camera's tracking. You stay there. You do that. Are we still moving? Why are we still moving? Oh, okay, fine, whatever. Stop being stupid. There we go. Cool. And so for this belt right here, it's a custom belt, Killer Instinct Championship. I haven't even taken out the plastic. I want whoever wins it to get this. So it's got the logos on there, like my Monday night show, the back alley, the arcade one up because it's on there. And then I got next because I'm sponsoring this gimmick myself. And then there's a Rareware logo, so it's got alligator cut skin and stuff, and things of that nature. So it's colored. The plates are colored and everything else. And so first place will get that. I'll probably ship first place something else with that as well. And then second place they'll also be able to get that. It's all being held on the Mo Plays channel, so not my main channel, the channel where I get to do all the fun stuff. You ever notice about YouTube when you start doing stuff like Home Arcade, it lumps you into the algorithm. Like you were saying, you built your channel like way back in the Wayback Machine, and I built my channel way back when I was doing indie wrestling, and then I put up arcade video like a couple years ago, and it's just been focused on that. So the Mo Plays channel here on YouTube, that's where we do every Friday night. I got next, so if you want an arcade one up, you have the opportunity to play on your Marvel versus Capcom or your Big Blue. That's why Big Blue's over here. And then Killer Instinct will be added to the lineup. So it's free to enter. All you have to do is own the cabinet. The signups are my Discord, or if you go to the the tournament page, there'll be a link to the channel on this website and whatever else. And yeah, man, enter, win a belt. D Love, I know you said you thought that you were gonna win this, so you know what I mean. Like I don't know if you're gonna win it or not, but
hey, you can't win unless you get in, right?
Absolutely.
You know?
And again, it's free, so all you gotta do
Right.
is show up, play, and get your hands dirty. But it's
I'm a
fun,
techie, man. I might be able to go and hack in and reboot some people's machines or something.
Well, I mean, listen, I ain't got nothing to do with that any of that. But which shout outs to Code Mystics for making it a lot better, because now we can just have lobby set to first to threes, first to fives, or first to sevens, whatever we need to do. People can spectate, and I know you mentioned earlier you've been watching matches and whatnot, so it should be fun this weekend. Honestly, it should be a lot of fun. People who aren't subscribed, y'all should go subscribe. I don't usually shield for myself. I would drop the link.
Yeah, definitely drop the link.
But yeah, like again, it's not on my main channel. It's on the Mo Plays channel, and I don't want anybody to miss out. And that is the wrong channel. I have to go get it from my Discord. But that's what's going on with that.
Well, go ahead and get those links while I'll answer this question. So Jamie, who's not a girl, says here Detroit Love. So minus the extra stuff, what do you think the pro cabinet should be priced? Yeah, so the fluff is definitely not necessary. My chair actually has like a tear in it, so I got to get the ticket open on that. The 10 sign, which is way back there in the back, I don't even have walls, so I don't need any 10 signs. And the fatigue mat, I'm a fan of fatigue mats. I have my feet on one right now under my desk, but they don't have that in the right orientation. You know what I mean? So it's just fluff. It's not. I would rather it be sold without that, and then let Sam's Club get the seat like they always do, and I'll buy it from them. But so I think it should be around probably $7.99. I think they should put the ill sticks in it. They'll get rid of that. You always want people to have preferences, so no one product is going to fit everybody, right? That's never going to happen. But what you can do is try to make what the majority of people want, or the people who don't know what they want, give them what's right. Like, we've seen with Arcade One Up Evolve, they didn't start off with backlit marquees. We let them know, like, hey, that's part of the arcade. I got to be able to see that marquee from across the room and know that's my game over there, right? You know what I mean? And they obliged. We told them, hey, get rid of these banners where you listen to games, right? That's what the marquee does. Put a coin door on there, and you see those things look badass with coin door, whether it's functional or not. Like I lit up my Blitz, and that looks nice. That looks nice. They keep listening, so hopefully they'll listen with these joysticks. But I think the joysticks, I paid $30 with shipping for those new joysticks. Are not very expensive.
Not bad.
They get them cheaper than that, right? So
yeah.
So it's just a matter of people told them in the past you need to have HAP joysticks. They didn't say you need HAP competition, not the ultimates and all that stuff. It's the learning process for them. So they didn't know what they didn't know, and now they know since the product is out, right? So it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. But I would say $7.99 probably is the right price for that. If the right sticks are in there, keep that good monitor in there, fix that control panel, put proper graphics on it. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not asking them to get rid of the 3/4, get rid of the XL, keep those options for people because everybody's pocketbooks are different. You know what I mean? But I think the pro definitely should stick around and improve just the way the other products have.
Absolutely, absolutely. Real quick, I did see Gray 60's comment. It'd be great if the belt was traded around and held by whoever the winner is at the term of their time. The only problem with that is you have to count on somebody to send it around. So instead, this is just going to be a yearly thing. So if you go look on the look on the Mo Plays channel, you see I did a Marvel superheroes. We did what MVC Killer Instinct. So one big tournament every 3 months because listen, these belts ain't cheap, right? And this YouTube money only pays for so much. And yeah, and then people could just win it, and then every year we'll just cycle them. You know what I mean? Like people will be able to win it, and it's like a trophy. Somebody mentioned the belt back there. It's you sit there, you win it. It's something for you to display and be proud of. Easily you guys could win money, but what's the that's not substantial. I can't brag and be like, what I'm gonna do, show you a PayPal receipt and be like, yeah, I won this tournament over here on D Love's channel and I got this check. When
Right.
easily you can just grab something and throw it on your shoulder or whatever else and be like, I did this, right?
Yeah,
But
and again, it's all about fun. It's all about bringing the community together, get to talk some smack. You know what I mean? If
mhm.
you can show up that belt, hold up that belt, and say I'm the champion. You know what I mean? That's what makes it fun. We probably have to. It'd be nice if you get to sign your name, and the next year the next champion gets it, or
That
however
would be cool.
that would be
That
pretty
would be
sweet,
cool. Yeah,
right?
but it's
You know
it's
what I mean?
just again, it's just you have to count on people to do that.
Right, right.
And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
let's
People
be
may not.
real. Yeah,
Right,
yeah. Some people are like, yeah, no, this is mine.
right. This is
But
my
it's a
belt.
great idea. It's a great idea. It's actually something I've been thinking about with the back alley series. Maybe just like because it's a show I run every Monday night. It's a 32-week competition. It's the green belt back there, and yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe season two, that person could get it, and maybe have a plate made specifically for that. It's something I've been thinking about, but it's not something I want to risk in this kind of
Yeah,
environment.
it's unlikely that they will mail it to the next person.
Right, right, right.
You
They're like, no, I forgot. Oh no.
Right. I've heard stories where people have the contact like the MVC, that what's the little red cabinet? The what's the red cabinet that was on the pedestal that some people were buying with the Neo Geo
Oh, the MVSX.
MVXX, you're right.
Yeah,
That was going around and then it just got stuck somewhere, because they were having them send it to the
yeah,
next reviewer and
yeah,
it never capped through the chain. Um, you know, so yeah, it's a good idea, but highly unlikely to be successful
yeah.
because
It's weird. I
somebody's
never
gonna hold
understood.
it.
I never understood companies that did that, where they like pass around a product, not thinking that eventually somehow this is going to get lost in transit. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
that's. I mean, you have to trust people again, and
right.
that's another thing where you're just kind of like, yeah, nah, you can just have this, bro. It's okay. It's like 200 something dollars. You got it. You got
Now, have you been playing Blitz online
it.
much?
I have been playing offline
Okay,
because I've been not playing online because I'm supposed to fight UAG. I'm supposed to have him 1-on-1. And I don't
okay.
know if y'all know this, but that dude UAG will literally sit in his office with a can of Pringles and some Doritos and sit there and watch to see who's online, whatever, right? Like I even saw Kevgred online at like 2 o'clock in the morning and he was playing. And I almost was like, yeah, let me join. But then I was like, I might get watched if I play this. So I play a lot online, but not offline, but I haven't played online. I'm always again trying to wait for this tournament because it's one of those things where if people see you play, they might want to watch and things of that nature, and you kind of don't want to expose
Okay.
everything. But for I have played online. I have played it online though. It's fun. It
Yeah.
works when it works. It's great. There are some moments where it slows down. Where somebody throws an interception, but that's just normal gameplay slowdown. It's not like lag or anything of that nature. So it's been cool. The only one I haven't played online yet is Blitz 99. But
Okay.
2000 I play and the OG Blitz. So 99 is on my list to do. That's actually
I
on my
think
list to
that's the
do this
same for
week.
me. I preferred regular Blitz, and I was playing mostly that. And
Yeah.
then online, obviously that was online first, so I was playing that one. When it went to all three being online, I tried out 2000. Now 2000 offers some elements like lateral passes
Hmm.
and a lot more smack talk and all kinds of stuff. So I've been doing that one. So I don't think I played 99 online either. But it's a lot of fun. It does have some quirks. It's a lot of times like that ball will bounce through like 5, 6 people. Like, what the
Yeah.
heck is going on? You don't know who's going to get it. So I think that adds to the fun of it. You know what I mean? I always say it's not Madden. So if you're expecting to have Madden type competitions and Madden type seriousness and Madden type, you know what I mean, level, you're not going to get that with Blitz. Blitz is about having fun, enjoying it, the quirkiness of it. Even when you lose, you have fun. But again, some people don't know how to take losses very well. So I'm sure you'll have some people breaking their screens or something if they're in the tournament and they don't know how to control themselves. But I enjoy it. I've played with people here. I've only played 3 people. I've never had 4 people on it yet. And I've played against the computer. I've played online, and all 3 ways I'm enjoying the cabinet. Um, I've been saying since I got it, it's the funnest cabinet in my arcade. Period. In my home arcade. So I'm really really enjoying Blitz. I think I turned it on. I've turned that on more than I've turned on any. Well, I usually turn on all the cabinets, which my wife don't like. Um,
That bill.
right, the electric bill, but I usually turn them all on. But like lately with my shows, I usually just turn these 3 on, and these 2, Killer Instinct and NFL Blitz, don't come on. When you turn the power on, right? You have to hit the switch. I
Right.
think Big Blue is the only one out of that 3-pack there that comes on automatically. But sometimes I'll just turn that one off because I don't know. I just never really. Now I played the Big Blue more this weekend when my buddy was over. We were playing. We played all the non Street Fighter games on it. We played the little. Well, I guess the one is like a little Street Fighter with the little kids and the like a Tetris type thing.
Puzzle Fighter too.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
played that. We played the wrestling. We played Equal something. So we played all
Puzzle
the
Fighters.
games that's not because I think he was trying to find something that he wouldn't get his butt whooped on because I kept beating him up with all the fighting games. Um, but we had a ball. We played on all the cabinets. So I definitely enjoy the cabinets, but the Big Blue, I just online, those guys with Street Fighter are just too serious. They way too serious online, man. These guys, and I'm finding that with the Killer Instinct as well. Some of these guys, like I said, you go in there, they got you juggling in the air like you're a ball. Um, so this tournament is going to be very interesting in both of those things because there's so different degrees of talent, right?
Yeah.
And understanding of the game and how to play the game and how to use the game. It's going to be interesting to see the outcomes, but especially with Blitz, the outcome, and even with KI, you know what I mean? Even those guys that can do all those crazy combos, I've whipped some of their butts pretty handsomely, just being super fast with the buttons. You know what I mean? I've not done a single combo yet. They're laying on their butt. You know what I mean?
You just hit buttons.
Yeah,
Listen, a
I
win is a
know,
win.
I'm just quick to get up and around and dodging. You know what I mean? So anything can happen is the point. Anything can happen uh, when you're in those games. You know what I mean?
So have you've been playing more Killer Instinct 1 or Killer Instinct 2?
I've been jumping between the two, so I don't. It's probably equal
Okay.
play. I obviously I like the look of Killer Instinct 2, but the players like. So I've been playing with Saberwolf, and even his moves are totally different
Yeah.
between the two, right? Uh, so again, I'm just focusing on that one character just to understand because this is a totally different concept, right? Than Street Fighter. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a series of combos. Uh, with the other most other fighters is you lose, you get a full bar, right, of energy, and you start fresh the next round, and whoever wins. Here you carry over whatever life bar you had left. So that's a totally different element to the game that doesn't exist. I'm not aware of any other game that does that way. None of the popular
So
ones.
Darkstalkers on the Big Blue actually does the same thing. So if you
Does
play
it? Okay.
Darkstalkers, it has the same kind of a life bar. So if it gets
Okay.
knocked down to one, you retain your health and it doesn't reset. So
Yeah, but that's a totally different element if you're used to doing Street Fighter, right? In those type of
yeah, oh
games,
yeah, no,
that,
definitely. Because you
that you
think
have to
if
take
you
into
beat the brakes
consideration.
off somebody round one and it resets, and you're like, okay, I can work it down again. But if somebody beats you, you get somebody down, they get you down to like a 10% of health or something. You have to go into your next round and do as much damage as you can. I mean, it's
Right.
it's a gift and a curse. It's a catch 22, but it kind of puts you in that fight or flight mode if you get in a serious enough situation where you know that you have to do as much damage as possible to your opponent before you get to that next bar. So I mean, it's also that's kind of the mental game of it as well.
Yep.
Imagine being the other person and then you beating them down and they only have them having a sliver of life left, or vice versa. It's part of the mental like chess game of fighting games that a lot of people don't really like they don't really get. One of the people that in the community that get it really well is actually in the chat, and I see B Kong, Kong's arrest. I see him in here, and he understands the mental aspect of it as well. So like when you have people in that situation, whether it be from Marvel vs. Capcom, because Marvel works right there as well, or Killer Instinct, with Darkstalkers, it's like that. It's easy to reset health, but it's harder when you're fighting from a deficit. And I think that's the more interesting thing about Killer Instinct, that you're fighting from the bottom, even if you're on top.
And so Bo knows this is referring to this one video I did. I'm gonna show you that video. It's pretty funny.
Someone just asked me if I want to join them, so I'm going to accept. All right. I don't know who any of these characters are, so I'm just.
Oh, that's Roderick. Oh, you're playing Roderick.
You know him, huh?
Yeah. He's one of my staff members. He's Jack Alley. He just got a Killer Instinct a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Oh, Roger. Oh, not like this, baby.
I'm just taking a bite out of crime, baby.
Not like this, Roger. Somebody go on my Discord and let Roger know these receipts are out.
I'm hungry! Stop playing with me.
Yo!
You got me hungry like a wolf.
Nice.
He's gonna give me this round.
I'm about to eat some butter.
He's gonna get those combos in. You know what I mean? I don't know anything about the combos.
Oh yeah, he's really good at Killer Instinct 1.
He's got the time that I don't know how to throw that stuff. I know Saber Wolf can throw something.
Oh, the fireball, yeah. The thing is about Killer Instinct 1, a lot of the characters are charged characters. Saber Wolf's one of those characters. KI1. The fact that you took a win off of Roger, that's great. You should revel in that. Me duking. Yeah, he's upset. Yeah, he's upset.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, he got me that one, but he pissed me off on this next round because I'm a whoop. I'm down on 4. He's gonna jump down and get to that into that little animal, whatever the heck he turns to. And it pissed me off, man. I'm like, you gonna get down on all 4s like me? You a beast? Come on now. I was laying in them. He came back. He was like, I'm about to get this. So again, I was weekend coming in, right? So when we did that, that was it. It was like, oh,
You want to get on 4 legs?
You gonna get on 4 legs too? I'm about to take you out. You're not even gonna.
You want to get on 4 legs?
You're not even gonna see nothing.
Wow.
You're not even gonna see tomorrow playing with me like that. Don't be playing with me like that, Roderick.
Hold on.
2 to 1.
I'm telling him right now. Yo, report to the chat.
Detroit 2 to 1 on Roderick playing with me like that. Man, I was hungry like a wolf. Okay, that's right, Paul. It was savage.
See, anybody could win. Anybody could win. Like
any given Sunday, you can't win unless you in, and anything can happen on any game, no matter what your talent is, because you gotta be the first one. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. So, what up, P Dubs? Yep. Well, so It's now 9 o'clock. We're doing a marathon. Every hour, somebody's doing a video. So it's 9 o'clock now. I think it is 19K Fox. So if you
Sounds
guys
about
want
right.
to head on over to 19K Fox and see what he's talking about. Any last words you wanna say, Mo? I appreciate you coming on the show tonight.
Definitely enjoy being here and being able to converse with you. Um, it's 2023. Everybody be positive. Remember to love everybody, hug everybody. You don't have to get along with everybody, but respect everybody. And subscribe to Mo Plays because that's where tournament's going to be Sunday. And have fun with your arcade machines and play some Dreamcast because Dreamcast is great. Yep. That's what I got. That's all I got, man. And go tell
Absolutely.
19K Fox hi.
Hey, I appreciate you guys hanging out with it. I enjoyed this. Definitely have to do this again
No doubt.
and regularly. No, guys, I share positive vibes, man. Enjoy it. These things are toy to be enjoyed. Enjoy them. Have time. It's about community. Let's play more and fight less. Time, guys. I'll see you on the web.